Hi, and welcome to this webinar. I'm Samuel Champoux. I will be talking about Business Central 2025 Wave 2, which is the update that we will be testing in the next few weeks. So first, those that missed maybe the last update we had this summer, I will present you the new schedule for the updates. Let me get that slide. So it's the same slide. This time we are on wave 2. So the release of the wave was in October. The current version is the one of November, and the one that we are waiting for, December one, is not out yet. So it should be out soon, maybe tomorrow or early next week. When it happens, we will be creating the sandboxes, the V27 sandboxes, to make the tests so that you can test everything in your systems. And then the deadline for the update will be end of February. So if you have any problems with that deadline, we can have talks about it and see what we can do. Otherwise, this is the default deadline for everyone. Now let's talk about the new features of that version. So here's the link you can use to see all the new features that they added. There are a lot of features that I didn't put in the slides because they are related to agents. And since we don't have many customers using agents right now, I didn't find it pertinent. But if you are curious and want to see what's up with that, you can go to that link and see all the new features for the agents. Let's start with the first new feature. So you can now have a new advanced search when you do a search for pages in Business Central. What's actually happening is that it's using AI to find the pages. So in my example, I used inventory value and I mistyped it. And also the reports are valuation and not value with an E at the end. So with the standard tell me search, it didn't find anything. But with the new advanced search, it found all the relevant reports anyway. So that's quite nice. And also, if you have people using the system in another language, then you can search in that other language and there are chances that it will find the pages anyway. So that's quite cool. Use enhanced chat with Copilot. So they have enhanced the Copilot chat. For those that don't know, if you go into Business Central, you have that little icon here between the environment and the search, which lets you talk with the chat of Copilot. So Copilot is available since a few updates already, but now they added some performance upgrades, and also you can now resize the chat itself. That's it for that one. And another feature that was already there, but that they upgraded, was the autofill contact details. So every field now you can have a little icon that you can use to make Copilot suggest things. And now they added some Bing search where it can search for addresses for contact informations. So in this case, I made a new vendor, which is Microsoft Canada, and it searched the web and found an address in Toronto for that business. We still have to double check that everything is right because in my case, I was making the slide for the French version of this webinar, and the address was something else in French. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but always verify every information that the AI is giving you. So Copilot and agents are built differently. So there are a lot of features with Copilot that you can use that are free to use. They are not built. And the new agents you are built by Microsoft, you need to set up some kind of Azure link to be able to use them. And so they added a page to present everything and say if it's a build or not. There are also the possibility of partner build AIs now. So it's something that maybe we'll have soon. Enhance the analysis assist with Copilot. So that's a feature that was already there. You can do analysis in pages, and you can use Copilot to help you design the queries that you want and all that. And now they added the ability to include fields from other tables, and also they added the system permission so that you can give or remove the right to access this feature. And they also added a feedback in case you are doing queries that are really not efficient and may affect performance. So that's quite nice. You can now use alternate posting groups for employees. They added the multiple posting groups feature in customers and vendors right now in the last few updates. And now they are continuing in that path and they are adding it for employees. So you can, in journals or timesheets where you post things with employee, you can have different posting groups that you set up on the line if the feature is activated. Creating multiple fixed asset cards. When you have a purchase order and you want to create fixed assets from an acquisition, there's a new field that lets you say the number of fixed asset cards you want to create. So if you have 5 computers or switchboard in this case that you are buying, and you set that field to 5, then when you post the purchase order, it's going to create the missing fixed assets. So this is nice if you want to have separate fixed assets for the quantities that you are buying, for example, switchboards or computers or things like that. They added a new report for auditing. So they call it the audit trail report, which is actually just a report on GL registers. So if I guess that it was needed for some countries with strict regulatory constraints. So now you have a new report that you can use for that. For those of you that are using financial reporting, you have a bunch of new options and features available in there. And yeah, I won't list everything, but if it's something that you use, you can revisit this slide later and see if there's anything there that you can maybe try and see if it helps you have better reports. Deferral reporting. So when you are doing deferrals, you have now 3 more reports and 3 more pages that you can use to help. They have added those so that we have more information about the deferrals. So this can be useful if you do a lot of deferrals. This is a new module that they are working on. It's not available yet. It's going to be available at the end of February, I think. So this one will be an app that you have to install for current customers. For new environments and new customers, it's going to be activated by default. But right now it's not available yet, so I couldn't see what it was doing exactly. So basically, it's a quality module, and when it's ready, we're probably going to take a look, and if it's really good, we will probably make a webinar just on that and present you everything that it can do and cannot do, so that you can make the choice of using it or not. There were a lot of sustainability management improvements. I did not list them one by one, so there's a full list here. You can go in the link I presented at the beginning of this presentation and see all of them. This is mostly for things that I think it's more of a European thing right now, but it may be something that you want to explore or do at some point. So it's taking into account all the CO2 emissions and things like that. So yeah, it's available and being improved on each release of Business Central. So, and I think, yeah, that was the last one. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. And otherwise, we'll let you have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much for being here. Let me just check if we have questions. Okay, I don't see anything. So thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you.